Hello and welcome back. Today I have two sets of handheld mobile two-way radios, and it is not a ham radio like this. It is also not a professional radio like this. No, I think it more deserves the term walkie-talkie or talkie-walkie, depending where you are from. And I have two models, and I like to have a closer look at them because in the specifications it said nothing what frequency, not what how much power they do, only the reviews that they are not necessarily very good, and the range should be around 100 meters. Well, I am a little bit a fan of these guys, and I have both the generations of the walkie-talkies. This is the first one, Dave and Stuart, and later they also made the second generation. There also is a third generation, but that is not Dave and Stuart, but that's Bob and Stuart. And you could tell because in the Bob one of the eyes is a different color. Well, let's have a closer look. We have here the different generations. Well, this is the generation 1. And, well, as a walkie-talkie, they maybe work great, but just as an accessory, they fall down, and that's because the battery is in the back, so they are not that balanced. And I think this antenna was a bit dangerous because you can put it in places where it should not go. So then later they tried with the safety antennas, and because it is a big, it is more difficult to do so. Great improvement is that they use or a different battery or it's deeper in the back. We can have a look there, and they just stand. So there is just an on and off button on the side. Some say they have, I read somewhere that they have 8 channels. I don't know how to select the channel, but maybe we can see when we try to open the battery compartment. But it is just on, and then the other ear is the push to talk. And for the generation 2 it's sort of the same. One ear is the on and off button, but it seems to have some carrier. I don't know what that is. Well, let's try to open and see if we can find the channel, where the channel settings need to be done. So I will just be opening the back. Well, we didn't see really well the on and off buttons, but they are just here. And the push to talk, it even says push to talk, so that's not that complicated to operate. I think it's for 3 years and up, so I hope it's not too complicated. It runs on 3 AA batteries. I don't see a channel selector here, so probably it was not this model that had the 8 channels. I even saw one ad where it said that it was 2.5 gigahertz. And that maybe would explain then the carrier that I hear because of my Wi-Fi. It probably doesn't have enough power to see anything on the Marconi, so I won't even try that. And also, if it's above a gigahertz, then we don't even see it. So I can try my spectrum analyzer. At least this one goes into the 2 gigahertz 3, and my frequency counter also can go up to 3. So let's put the antennas and just transmit a bit and see what is the frequency of the generation 1 and the generation 2. Well, I can't seem to measure the first, but the second one seems to be on 40 megahertz. 4685. And same for this one. 4685. So measuring the frequency is not that easy on this low power. And well, 40 megahertz, yeah, could maybe, I think it is a bit low, but this antenna could be a lot of turns, and then yes, maybe it's possible, and that these maybe are in the gigahertz, and then the meter gets a little bit less sensitive. And so hopefully we can see something on the spectrum analyzer. Okay, put it now in the full range, and we can see some commercial radios. And this is a lot higher in the frequency. So if we go to the ones that we know, the generation 2, I should see a little peak in the 40. And that is indeed there. So let's first stop frequency. Let's put it to 100. So we have a better view what we can see. And then indeed we see there the peak. Let's do an auto tune. Here it is, 4685, exactly what we measured also in the other one. And what about the harmonics? Let's see, more harmonics. Okay, minus 60, that is not even bad. Cool. Okay, let's see that first generation. Can we see somewhere where it peaks or not? Oh yeah, there it is. It's reasonably high. Okay. Guessing it is indeed, could be the 2.5. Start and 2 gigs. Then we already have a little bit less to see. Yes, there it is. But it is jumping all around. Maybe it's digital signal. Maybe it seems that that first generation without the security antennas, that it is kind of a digital signal. And maybe this is the one I read about with the 8 channels, that it just finds the best channel at the moment. But that would be very advanced somehow. Well, maybe that 40 megahertz does work with the Marconi. So have a look to the low sensitive input. Switch the radio on and transmit. Do we see something? Yes, we see. Same frequency. Can I hear something? Okay. Let's try if we can receive back. I don't hear anything back, so maybe that listening frequency is on another, or I need to put more level. Yeah, now we start to hear something. Maybe it's AM. Yeah, it seems to be AM. Okay, let's open and see if we can get a more idea. So these with the black antennas are 40 megahertz AM radios. I'm not even sure that the 40 megahertz is free band or not here, but I do see a CE, so it should have been approved in Europe, so then it probably is, but the power is probably very low. Okay, that's indeed very interesting, and it probably is just a simple AM radio because it has nothing, and it runs on a crystal in 4685. Just a few trimmers, on off switch. That's about it. And there is just a little bit more on the bottom. Well, we need a little audio amplifier. So the generation 2 with the flex antenna is just a simple 40 MHz AM radio, and it looked a bit just as simple as the old walkie-talkies that I remember from when I was young. And yeah, well, they work. Let's see, the other one I expect, because it's 2.4 gigahertz, I expect a little bit more technology in there. So let's see. Well, the board juice looks just as big, but it has a lot less components. And it almost looks like the AM board, but I just took all the other stuff out. And well, now I'd like to see what is below. Well, let's get the microscope. Let's see if we can see what these black drops are. No, that took off all the letters. Maybe if I can change the angle a little bit. No, it's just black. Not much to see there. So, which I thought was generation 1. I'm now not so sure, because this one is full of digital electronics, while this one with the security antennas, so that's why I thought it was the second generation, because this is a lot more safe if you do something, especially when it's for 3-year-olds. But the electronics in this one was very, very simple. 40 MHz AM transmitter, very straightforward, just like the old walkie-talkies I've ever seen. And this one that I thought was generation 1, it was full. And it actually transmits on 2.5 gigahertz. Yeah, these radios are available for around 20 euros, I think, on Amazon. They are quite old. They have now also a third generation, and that is with Bob. But you can also just find them for 10 euros, I think, on your local eBay here in the Marktplaats. I bought them both. And actually cool. I like them. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. トパキのラバ。OK